Disclaimer, this video is made for an adult audience. What's the upside, my dear adult fans of Lego Solbrick in the house? And I'm standing here next by my custom Lego city called Oaktown. Let's have a closer look because it's time for the April 2020 update. Do you know what I think people should do? What? I think they should subscribe to Solbrick's channel. It's free and it's fun. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit the button now. I'm hitting the subscribe button. I'm sure most of you know that big cats are just like little cats, except they can rip your arm off. But that's not what this video is going to be about. I actually have notes this time, what I'm going to talk about. So you have the passenger train, the graveyard, the retro locomotive, that 40-year anniversary thing, and the 9-volt tracks, the police station, the fire station, the hospital, the jungle, and just random stuff in my town. So let's get crackin', like the Kraken that we have over here. Scary, scary Kraken. Causes a lot of incidents in my town actually. But we can start in the corner. We still have airport here with the twin rotor plane there. I am actually thinking of rearranging what's underneath here and use that space to greater effect, because right now it's just an underground river there. It makes no sense. So I'm going to probably raise that. And I have this hidden side subway entrance. So I'm thinking some sort of train station, subway station, but also this is where I'm going to fit the Bat Cave for Batwoman. So a lot of stuff is going to go in here. And the reason is so the train station, the tracks can't really go anywhere, but it's going to be like a section. So I can use this as a display area for locomotives and whatnot. So that's what's going to be happening there probably the coming month, I hope. And then of course we have this, if you haven't seen it already, it's where I hide my electrical socket. And it's a little market here, and you have the McDonald's there, pretty popular video, and the art gallery, a little bit of a Venice inspired area here, or Amsterdam. I just love those towns that have rivers in them. Copenhagen has it as well. Let's see, here we have the Submarine Deep Divers Company, and I'm thinking of adding like a crane or something here, so you can have this submarine here. So that's the sub, and this is the I'm sorry. So that's the sub, and this is going to be hanging here, and then you can like swivel it out here and lower it. So that's pretty cool. There's an inside here also for their office, and down here is the shrimp shack. Moving over here is the wreck, and I've removed I haven't removed it. My wife, she kind of accidentally knocked the lighthouse down here a couple of months ago. So there's going to be a new lighthouse here. It's going to be more secure. I'm thinking of adding some sort of hinge or something so that if you knock it, it just falls off, pretty much like this effect you have here for the wreckage. So it can be, you know, moved around. And here's a little dock area with a diamond store and the Imperials club and a police station. I still haven't changed that out yet. And the banana stand, I should fix the sign, and I'm thinking of remaking this to look more like in the Arrested Development series. And here you have a custom ship, or it's a mock mod of a creator set. The very popular beach area that we finally have here. With a shed where you can change your clothes into swimsuits and whatnot. Luke's hut, the dolphins, and here's the bakery. And here they're going to have like courses for baking with different patrons. And I'm going to build some sort of facade over here. And here's the very popular jungle that was in my recent video, with a little restroom and a lot of bunnies. And here's the adventurers shop where you can shop all your gear that you need for treasure hunting and whatnot. And I'm thinking of adding like a tree that's going to go like so around this metal bar. Could be pretty cool if that's something that's just continued to be a work in progress. Just like I added I added this little branch since the last video. Not a big update, but it's an update. There's the music store, and I try to add like records and whatnot, so whenever I get those kind of prints or stickers. And here's the way down to the airport. You go like that. And, yeah, I fixed the staircase. It was broken for a long time because of an earthquake. Dr. Octavius lab and the Lego store, and here you have the Barista Cafe and the Scorched Lady, of course, a great symbol of Sultan's revolutionary past. There's still an air show, and I've added some speakers here to the propaganda center. I will be adding more whenever I find some that I have from different sets. I will put them in here, so in the end I hope to cover this whole building with speakers. And the high school, and here's the comic book store that I used to work in real life in the Oaktown in Stockholm. It's a replica of that building. The library, it's just a Harry Potter set that I haven't modified at all, basically. And here's the shop for your textile needs and your cosplayers, and the fake news media building with a little garage down here and your fake news van. Is it a real van or is it just fake? Who knows? The car dealership, and let's see, is there something more of interest here? Yeah, I made this littlest skyscraper, but maybe that was in my last video actually. And the hat store or helmet store. A really lovely little area here. And I might be adding a little narrow gauge railroad here with a little station or something. I don't know, it's really small, that scale, so that's just a little mock-up. And back here I'm thinking of adding that, what's it called in Paris? My French is lousy, but it's the Arc de Triomphe. Arc de Triomphe is going to be added somewhere, I hope. And there's the Rainbow Factory, where they make the rainbows. And the museum, of course. And I'm going to add more Lego built facades behind the railway here, just to make that look much more nicer. I had some paper cutouts, landscapes there, colored papers, but they fell down and now I can't get to them, so better to have Lego there. And here's the graveyard, of course, with the old haunted hotel that went out of business. I really like how this is in an angle. You can open it. Well, I guess you can open it, but stuff falls over. So that's a bit of a fail for this video, and he's dead. And here's that Lego Dots set that I made into a candy shop that I'm pretty pleased with. And on the other side here we have some vending machines. See if I can film that. No, not really. And I made a little ice cream van from this year into an ice cream shop instead, or a kiosk. And here's that little statue and a little square here with some nice patterns. So this is where the puppy daycare center will be later. Something, I think it will be like 3 levels high. And I want to make a roof of this piece. I don't really know how to go about it because this is really pointing out, but somehow I will prevail. And here's the Oaktown area with the Oaktown office and the car wash, a very popular video. And this is pretty much the set as it is. So I want to make it smaller actually, because I want to use this real estate to have a mechanics shop or something. So I'm going to rip that apart and probably maybe use it for a second store here. We'll see. But that's in the works. And here's the train station. And here's the Beast, who is of course more sexier in Beast form than in human form, as everyone knows who's seen that movie. And on the other side we have a bakery, and we have a lemonade shop or stand in here in that yellow little castle piece. And we have the fishmonger who's selling some shady looking octopus there, or squid. You know, be careful what you eat so you don't get sick. Let's see, that's just a residential building there on the side. And here's the new remodeled police station with full interior. And you have the bat signal here as well, and a helipad, and behind you have Lugi as a mural. And let's see here, and we have the helicopter for the fire station, and fire station is also rebuilt with a full interior, and you can raise this up like so, and down here you have the Super Cavalier fire truck. So that's nice. Oh, so cute. And the same with the hospital here. Is also a new building. You can lift, well, and you can, you're supposed to be able to lift this part up, and you can, and there's the part of the interior, a bit dark in there. So that's pretty cool, and the ambulance. So that's a cute little chibi styled vehicle. Oh, what more is there? Oh yeah, we have the old computer store and the flower store, or the florist. The little market with the market stalls and the mug store. And a little square up here and the dinosaur stand. I think that's pretty much it. Would you like to see the train in action? Because I did change this to 9 volt. I used to have it in the newer old plastic tracks. But since I got that new retro train, I needed to motorize it somehow. So I put a motor into this tender. And to fit it, I used that old school kind of motor that goes for the 9 volt tracks. So we are going to drive the train a bit. And here we go! And that train, it has a motor of its own that's controlled by something else. Was that hitting something? Yeah, it hit something. It can't really go that fast because you see it's the problem is that this locomotive, it's super light, so it doesn't want to stay on the tracks, especially in curves. So be mindful of that. I put all the weight into this tender just to keep it on the track, so you get more traction, but you need to put something in this one as well if you're going to do this. I'm sure you are all experienced the same problem with that set. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the progress I've been doing in the last month. And also, there's a lot of possibilities I feel right now. I got a lot of ideas of changes and modifications I want to make. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I love filming while putting stuff in place. It's not difficult at all. But as you can see, I mean, who wouldn't want to have this kind of town in your city or in your home? Okay, there's no modulars. I know there's no modulars. The reason I don't have modulars is basically I'm just going to tear them apart and modify them, and then I spend a lot of money on sets that I'm not really going to have displayed or anything. So that's why I don't buy them, and I can't really fit them as well. Well, I can, but then I have to remove a lot of buildings. And with that said, you know the drill as always. Stay out of the nonsense. Stay awesome. Pet a cat if you see one. And please subscribe.